Greetings, one and all, to the most cursed, most cringiest corner of the internet. A YouTube channel content creator actively alienating everyone in both the analog and digital world. Well, welcome and good evening, wonderful dice of all alignments. I am Lunar D8. Good afternoon, huh? K-chan, what are you doing? I'm just trying to... There. It seemed my guest was Mion, or rather, Shion. She seemed shocked when she saw me sprawled out in the entryway. Is that Shion? Wait, why? I thought that Shion's existence was an illusion that was limited when Mion was at the restaurant. That's why I never even considered that Shion would appear here. I heard from my sister. Because of club activities today, you weren't able to eat lunch, right? Yeah, it was a lot of trouble. Satoko spilled my pot, and you stole my rice. But, I'm Shion. She grew red and began to mope. But that's right, she was the younger twin right now. Sorry. What's up? Did you bring something for me to eat? Oh my. It's somehow disappointing that you hit the nail right on the head, but here... With a disappointed smile, Shion held out a small bento box she had hidden behind her back. Huh? You really brought me something to eat? Thanks. There was still some of the ground beef left over from what my sister brought to school. I knew it was going to be right before dinner, but I wondered if you'd want it. Am I bothering you? No, not even a bit. I'm really happy. Can I really eat this? Sneaking a look inside the box to say that she just put some leftovers inside would have been a lie. There was an elegant meal stuffed inside. Is it really okay? There's not like a ton of hot sauce mixed in or anything, right? Jeez, I'm not my sister. I wouldn't do that kind of thing. If you don't like it, you don't have to force yourself. I'll just go home and eat it myself. Saying that, she pouted cutely and made a motion as if to snatch the box back. There were some times that made me doubt that she was the same person as Mion, and this was undoubtedly one of those moments. I don't mind at all. I want to chow down on it with thanks to the bottom of my heart. Is it not something to be so thankful about that your nose has to run? Shion, who thought that I might not take the bento, looked down happily. There's not much, but do you want to come in? I can probably make some tea or something. Sorry, maybe some other time. I'm on my way to work. Oh, that's right. She did say that before. Just rinse the box out with water and give it back to my sister tomorrow, please. Oh, of course. It would only be the proper thing to do after being allowed to eat something that looks this delicious. Well then, I'll take my leave. Ah! One last thing. Shion grew red again as she looked down once more. During that contest with the curry, my sister took your rice without permission, right? My sister fools around too much, so sometimes she gets carried away. She wasn't doing it just to be mean. Hey, it's not like I mind it too much. There are no grudges when it comes to club activities, after all. In fact, I should be the one that's thankful for all the thrills and entertainment. Could you tell that to Mion for me? Yes, I think my sister will be very happy to hear that. Well then, I have to go. Shion smiled brightly. After bowing deeply, she left as she looked at her watch. I'm happy, but is this really okay? I looked at the bento box that she left behind. A faint warmth spread through the palm of my hand. If it were Mion, I could see hot sauce, mustard, even a needle being mixed inside, but really, I don't think she would go so far as to putting a needle in there. I opened the box once again and hesitantly tasted a bit. I took a bite, and another. There was no funny business. There was no danger at all, for it was delicious. That's right, that was Shion, not Mion, so there shouldn't be anything to worry about. I rushed back to my room, eating as I gave my thanks. It was so delicious that my stomach could cry. Shion. No, Mion. When she heard I was so hungry I could die, she brought this over to me. It was so delicious to the last bite. By the way, nothing strange had been mixed in. I was a bit embarrassed myself for being so skeptical. You have received new tip. It was delicious. It was magnificent. Food for thought. View the new tips. See how their faces change? Hey, Mion. Here. What? What is it, Kei-chan? I thrust the bento box she'd given me yesterday at her face. It had the food you gave me in it. Thanks. It was great. Heh. Mion's face quickly flushed bright red. Hey now, you were the one pretending to be Shion when you gave it to me. You're gonna give it away if you get all red like that when you're being Mion. At this rate, she might trip and fall right into her own grave. So I decided to help her out. Listen, I was pretty hungry yesterday. Out of the blue, Shion came all the way to my house and gave me some food in a bento box. That is that box. This. Make sure you wash it out. Right. Shion's really considerate. That was so transparent. Was Mion always this terrible at lying? Her expression was different than usual, but it looked strangely cute. So, what did you think? You two are like peas in a pod. You're twins, right? Obviously, you'd look the same. Not that, Mion looked kind of bewildered, like she was waiting for a specific answer. Like she said impression, maybe she didn't mean Shion, but the bento. Oh, of course. It was delicious. Really? I never lie about liking food. If I say something's good, then it's objectively good. You can feel free to give my recommendations to every single person you meet. Tell Shion it was seriously great, alright? Okay. Tell Shion. Right. I will. I think she'll be happy. Ha 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 ha. We're going along with Shion having given it to me, not Mion, aren't we? Yet her laugh, it came from deep down, and it sounded really happy. I guess she can really laugh nicely enough. Just looking at her makes me feel better, too. A sarcastic remark made its way onto my tongue, but I swallowed it back. As Mion went to put the bento box in her bag, she noticed a clattering noise. Kei-chan, there's something inside, huh? Wow! Gah, she opened it? The thing inside was a little embarrassed as I wish she hadn't opened it here. Panicking, I hid it with my hands. Well, this is... Well, my mother told me to put them in as thanks. I didn't come up with it or anything. Don't get the wrong idea. It's so pretty. Candy? There was a handful of candies neatly wrapped in paper inside the sparkly clean bento box. When I was cleaning the box out yesterday in the sink, Mom came over and interrogated me, and I fessed up as to who had given me the food. Then she told me something like this, called for a display of gratitude. I didn't want to because it was embarrassing, so I argued that it wouldn't be like me to do that. Well, that's what happened. I was so embarrassed it felt like fire might shoot out of my face. Mion laughing the whole thing off, like she usually would be fine. But for some reason, She was staring at the candy in the box with fascination. Thank you. Don't thank me. Thank my mom. She put them in there. Besides, you're not the one I need to be thanking, right, Mion? Those are for Shion, okay? Right. You're right. Okay. I'll be sure to tell Shion. I just know she'll be happy. Mion, looking a little downtrodden, put the lid back on the box. Seemed like I ended up saying something a little mean at the end. Mi-chan, you look sort of cozy today. Did something happen? Did it? Perhaps she's caught a fever. The red in her face is probably due to the increased body temperature. Hey, Rika? Why are you petting my head? Satoko, I'm sure you'll be able to catch fevers soon enough. Pet, pet. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've watched the anime. I don't remember a lot of finer details. And of course, as spoilers, you know, spoilers, violent things happen in this anime. Video game. And there's lots of, again, spoilers, loops. Where a lot of people in the story keep repeating, and usually nobody remembers until maybe later on in loops that they're even looping at all. They're just the same people, slightly different circumstances, and slightly different decisions, but they don't remember their previous loops. And each loop, they tend to think that the loop they're currently in is the first loop. The idea of it looping at all would be unbelievable to them. But some people would look at this game and think, maybe there is no twin sister. Maybe Mion is just pretending and that's all there is to it. Or maybe it's a split personality. Or it's just normal, you know, twin sister happenings. But here's the thing. If I remember correctly, I think at this point, this is Shion, not Mion. I think Mion is being like held in like Shion's basement as prisoner, and Shion has kidnapped her sister and replaced her and is pretending to be Mion now. But I don't remember. It does make me wonder, will there ever be a new version of Higurashi? Is there really anything more they can do with the story? Also, it makes me wonder, like, this obviously is an older show and anime and visual novel, so it's been out for a while. So most people that would come across this more likely probably have a better memory in terms of what goes on in Higurashi than I do. But it makes me wonder if there would be a game similar, or a story, if there would be a visual novel similar to Higurashi that is brand new, like one that's upcoming, that's about to come out. One that, you know, nobody knows the story to yet. Like if I were to get to a visual novel on day one. And that's, like I said, usually I'll buy games on a heavy discount. Unless they're a fairly cheap game, then I'm like, okay, I can just buy it at full price. But the one time I usually buy a game at full price is if the game is, you know, the day of release. And even then, a lot of times, it sometimes is a re-release, or it's a game that was originally only released in Japan, like years ago, and is then released in America in a translated version. Sometimes edited or censored, or if entire chapters taken out, which kinda sucks. I mean, on one hand, I don't want it to have hentai or anything, just because, yeah, I'm trying to do it for Let's Plays. Though obviously if I'm playing the game for myself, yes, I want the hentai. I'm not gonna about like, oh, I'm above that, guys. Like, no. I like hentai a lot. Heck, I remember hearing something recently about people saying, oh, Canada's threatening to cut off Pornhub to America. And I'm like, what? I didn't even know Pornhub was, like, owned by Canada? Air quotes? Question marks? But two, I don't think I've even looked at Pornhub since, I don't know, 15 years? And even then, I wasn't really, you know, big into that. I think I only popped on Pornhub a couple times. Really wasn't meh. I mean, it's not like it's anything special. Besides, I really like hentai a lot better. But yeah, it's just, honestly, I'm surprised to hear that Pornhub even still exists. It'd be one thing if it was the only place you can get, you know, anything lewd. But there's literally millions of better options. So, yeah, I honestly thought Pornhub stopped existing. I was surprised the site even still exists. But yeah, people are saying, oh, Canada will, like, cut off access to Pornhub. And I'm like, that still exists? It's like, I prefer hentai, but I guess to each their own. But it's, yeah, like, but off topic, but yeah. Main point being is this. I certainly enjoy very much hentai in my video games. However, if it's a video game that I'm doing for a Let's Play, well, I can't have hentai on YouTube. So, a bit of a double-edged sword on that. Ow, my back. Why does my back suddenly hurt so fucking bad? Ow. It's the downside of getting older. Your body just hurts for no fucking reason. Also, I've noticed as I get older, I just, like, meow sometimes. Like, I'll just be walking, and I'll just, like, spontaneously just meow for no reason. So, yep, downsides of aging. I might have explained this before, but phys ed at our school is really just an exercise in disorder. While some random warm-ups, the rest of the time is spent doing whatever. I burped. You're free to cause a ruckus or just fall asleep. I'm not really sure, but doesn't the Board of Education have some kind of curriculum for this? Something like, when you're this old, you should be of this amount of physical ability. It's like, you are now this age. You must have this power level. I have no idea what you're saying, K-chan. It's rather difficult to understand. What he's actually saying is this. Can you jog for this amount of time? Can you do this many pull-ups, push-ups, sit-ups in a row without stopping? How fast can you run 100 meters? You know, stuff like that. Well, you see, like again, I'd have no personal complaints if this was a hentai scene right now. But you know, the editing would be a pain in the ass. And I don't want to have to edit anything. One, I just don't like it. Two, I don't really have the technology for that. I have OBS, a free version of OBS at that, and then YouTube editor, like, not editor. It's the dashboard, YouTube dashboard. There's options to do some editing in there, but it's like the most basic stuff. You can cut certain things, or you can put like a little blur area over something. Like, there's more you can do with it, but honestly, I'm not trying to make professional level shit. I'm just trying to ramble at my fucking computer. If you guys want to join me for that, that's awesome. It's like, hey guys, do you want to join your favorite tsundere? Okay, let's... I'm trying to make shorter videos. Also, I do still plan to play all of the Higurashi games. All of them. This is still game 2. Heck, at some point maybe I'll make a playlist that is literally just my higurashi playthroughs. But I'll be after I finish all the higurashi games. But yeah. Everyone's like, thank God that's over. You know, he couldn't have made that more uncomfortable. Oh, yeah? I like femboys, twinks, futanari, even hentai of furry. Whether it's furry futanari, or even furry yaoi. Or furry yuri, but particularly, yeah, furry, futa, femboy, twinks, yaoi. Someone who was good at editing right now would just put up a giant picture of just futa on the picture on the screen right now. But like I said, I can't be bothered with editing. You guys ever watch the anime Bible Black? It has a really good soundtrack. I still want a Mega Man Legends 3 and a Brave Fencer Musashi 3. But yeah, if there's any upcoming visual novels that you think would be really good, let me know. I'll at least consider them. Granted, it is more expensive to buy a visual novel on the day it releases, but you know, if it's really good and it's something people would actually think is cool. But I have a lot of games to go back to at one point eventually. Yeah. I wonder if the music will get repetitive once I get to like final game or higurashi. Does each new higurashi game have a new music in the soundtrack or what? I don't know. Well, later guys. Hope everyone has all the hugs and head pats you could ever need. And thanks for hanging out with me. Bye.